Good. Welcome to another episode of Shaking the Table. All right, we shaking the table. All right, what's up, y'all? My name is Wayne.
And I'm TeLisa.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. All right, we are two entrepreneurs that are going through life, basically, right? We go through life, we go through entrepreneurship day in and day out. And honestly, we just like to sit down and have a conversation about what we are going through, what we've gone through, and hopefully some of our stories and points of views can inspire and also let people know that they are not going through this journey alone. So we're here to have somewhat of difficult conversations for some easy conversations for others. But all in all, it's here to invoke conversation and inspire, just to be able to use your voice and say, hey, I'm not doing this by myself, and teach and learn from others. So this is Shaking the Table, y'all. And we're here. We're here. Let's have this conversation. Let me go ahead and start so we don't get too off.
Because we late.
Off track. We definitely will have hour-long conversations. So we're gonna maintain a boundary for
Hashtag
the
not a
next 20,
not a podcast.
not a podcast, hashtag for 25 minutes. All right. Talisa, what has matted your fur?
What's met in my fur is the expense report for December. That's matting my fur because we have to, as entrepreneurs, it's time to restock. It's time to sharpen blades. It's time to
Mhm.
replace parts on clippers. Like
Absolutely.
once a quarter, these things should be getting done, for sure. But it's December, so it's definitely getting done.
Yeah.
Paying for blades, paying for replacement parts. Okay, so admittedly, replacement parts aren't very expensive. I think where it gets expensive with replacing parts is when you choose not to learn how to do it on your own.
Mhm.
Because a blade drive is like $2. But if you choose not to learn how to replace it, then you gotta send your clippers out to Andy's and then they charge you, I don't know, $50 to replace a $2 part that took them less than 5 minutes to replace. But because of ignorance, you chose to spend money.
I mean, yes, ignorance in the sense of not knowing the resources or the possibilities that you have outside of the norm, but is also the convenience too. Like, I mean, we don't sharpen our stuff ourselves, so it's like, all
No.
right, so now we have to outsource and find others that basically do this for a living, and it makes it easier on us. Um, so like same. I have to get all of my stuff sharpened. It's been maybe 2 months, 3 months now. And we literally just set them up for the beginning of January, which I
Okay.
should have did mid-December. But each time that's like a good maybe $200-300 bill.
Hmm.
Because I have to go through all of my blades, I have to go through all of my frequently used shears, and then it's like now I have to budget for that and put money aside for that as well. Whereas, like you said, if I just bought maybe 20, 20 cutters, it would be a lot cheaper. 20 cutters, it would be a lot cheaper than getting my stuff sharpened, because then there's also what if the stuff isn't sharpened correctly? And then now at that point, it's like I use it, I get it sharpened, and then I use it for a week. And now I'm not going to use that blade again for the next 2, 3 months because it went out. So what options do I have besides, hey, that you didn't sharpen this correctly, or now I have to
Go find somebody else to do it.
I have to go find somebody else to do it, which is another expense.
Well,
And I mean, just getting into the expenses, people don't realize just how expensive grooming is, or not even grooming, but
to
just
be
being
able
an
to do it
entrepreneur.
effectively.
Right. They're like, why? What I always like to go back to is people will not blink an eye buying an expensive car, an expensive bag, expensive shoes, expensive clothes, an expensive house,
True.
and they don't they will do it with no problem. And then once they get it, there's no what went into all of this. Like if you sat and questioned like what went into all of this for it to be so expensive. And then they come to us for pet care through pet care, and then they're like, "Oh, you're too expensive. Oh, why do I have to pay $214.78 to get my dog groomed?"
I love that for you. I love that for Wayne knows his
You
number
know,
now, baby, and I love that for him.
why do I have to pay $214 to get my dog groomed? But they don't understand. Still got to pay my lights. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay myself. I got to pay my bather. I have to pay for the stuff that I use. I have to replace the supplies. I have to pay for water. I have to pay for electricity. I got to pay for sewage, all out of this one groom.
Yeah.
Granted, yes, there are multiple grooms that help out with the
And
finances. I
then
mean, the
and then
expenses and
that
stuff.
branches out to your personal expenses. Like
Right.
you also have to be able to afford all of that with a percentage of that girl.
Yeah. So think about it like this. Okay. And I wish I had wrote this down beforehand, right? Say that a groom costs $100, right? Each groom, or say that a groom costs $214.78.
Thank you.
You got $5 going here, $10 going here, $15 going here, $17 going here, $28 going here, $100 going here, $38 going here,
And somehow you're
$43.
still supposed to be able to pay yourself 45, 50%.
Right.
And
Because each groom, each percentage of it, like every cent of every expense or every
it
groom
goes
that comes in
somewhere.
through the door, it goes somewhere.
Yeah, if you did your
And
pricing right, it definitely every single dime goes somewhere. Even if a quarter goes to a saving account, like it still has a job.
absolutely. And people are like, well, you're just bathing a dog. You're just giving a dog a bath and you're just giving a dog a haircut. So why is it so expensive? And I'm
I
like,
wish somebody would
because
have said that to me. You come do it. You come do it.
honestly, there's been so many times where I wanted to do that, where I wanted to just be like, come here,
Bro, here's
I
my comb.
will allow, right, I'll allow you to come and bathe your dog, give your dog a haircut, do your dog's nails, clean your dog's anal glands, shave their butts, shave their paw pads, clean their ears out, brush their teeth, brush them out correctly, comb them out correctly, deal with them flailing around if they don't have no sense, then give them a haircut, then make sure the haircut is perfect, then make sure that they stay clean because you're not there as soon as they get off the table. Then, allow them to have fun and drink water and keep their faces and clean and butts clean because they're still going to use the bathroom as soon as you put them down. So then now I got to clean up after them and make sure that they are okay.
Listen,
Well, come do it.
that would be a
Come
wonderful
do it.
challenge for your shop. Anybody come
Come
in and
do it.
they say, why is it so much? You do it. If you can do it at the same standard that you expect a professional to do it, in the same amount of time that you expect a professional to do it, I
Mhm.
won't charge you.
Because the thing too is like you don't question your hairstylist's prices. You don't question your nail tech's prices. You find a quality nail tech that you love going to, and their price is $100. You're gonna pay it. You find somebody that does your hair the way that you want your hair done. You're gonna pay it. You find somebody that you order Uber Black, rather than
And you.
economy,
And
and
you.
you still gonna pay it. So
Bring me the black
don't
Suburban, please.
no, for real. Or Tesla, something like people pay for what they find value in. But when we get pet parents who are like, oh, you're expensive, or like I had the lady that called a few weeks ago, and she was like, oh, I have a 60-pound puppy and I just want a bath. And I told her, well, first of all, we don't do just baths. Um, and your dog more than likely has more than a half an inch of hair, so it's going to need a mini groom or a groom. And we're not just going to do just a bath. So the price is going to be about $150, $160. Oh, that's too much. I'm not paying for all of that for just a bath. Okay,
Okay.
well, go find somewhere else. Go find somebody else that's going to not care about the quality groom that you are requesting. You deserve a quality groom because you have such a high maintenance type of dog. So, if you find value in the work that we do, because clearly you've done your research, or you may not have done your research, but you just found who's closest to you, we're not going to be the cheapest people because I believe in quality work. I'm not trying to have 20, 30 dogs during a day. I'm going to at most have 15 to 18. And with those 15 to 18, if that, I'm going to make sure that they get exactly what they need. And that's with two groomers. So at least we can split 6 to 8, 6 to 8,
Yeah.
9 dogs, whatever, right? But what I'm gonna do is make sure that you get high quality service each and every time. Like we're gonna use the best products. I got to keep my stuff, sharpened. I got to make sure that the hair is where it needs to be, and you come out of the shop happy because each dog that comes on my table, they are a walking billboard for my services. And if I allow my quality to go down the drain, you're not going to come back, but you're going to go find somebody else. But if you at least have a great service or a great customer experience, then hopefully, prayerfully, you find the value in what I do and keep coming back. But the fact of the matter is, I need these people to understand that we put a lot of quality and value into our work because it's expensive. It's
And
expensive,
because
especially being in downtown Atlanta. It's hella expensive. Okay. This is not a shop that's in like rural whatever. And we're like in the countryside somewhere, and we don't pay much, but I have to make sure that you find value in the work that we do,
mhm.
and it comes with
That's
an
like
expense.
a lot of people like the cologne that I use for the dogs, and they're always like, "Hey, what kind of cologne can you send me the link?" And then I'll send them the link because we don't gatekeep around here.
Mhm.
But also, they're like, "You spend that kind of money on dog cologne?"
Yeah,
That's why the price
yeah,
is the price. Because I
yes,
need to
I
recoup
do.
that. Like, and then I don't buy just one bottle. I buy a whole box. So I don't have to buy none
And
for the rest of the year.
each spritz is 60 cents.
That's 60 cents worth of
Each
cologne.
spritz, 60. No, my cousin Carrie literally did that one day, right? We took a gallon of shampoo and went down to the grams, like how much it weighed, how many grams are in
As you
there,
should. That's how you
you
figure
know,
out your prices.
and how many dogs this 1 gallon of shampoo
To be
need to
able to,
wash, right?
yeah.
And so like each squirt, literally, because the gallons are probably like 40, $50 each.
And
So
that depends
each
on the
squirt,
brand.
and that depends on the brand, because there are some that are like 70, $80. And so each squirt was like a good maybe, yeah, almost $1-ish. Or not even a dollar. Because yeah, no, not even. So it probably had to be like maybe like 50 cents, 70 cents each or something like
Mhm.
that. Um, and you're supposed to get at least 700 squirts, 800 squirt, whatever the case may be. But that's why we started doing frothing,
Okay.
because
So
it
you get
prolongs how much
more.
shampoo we use. Man, before I started doing that and putting shampoo directly on the dog, we were using so much shampoo. Like that's before I figured like, all right, how can we prolong the amount of products that we use? But shampoo directly on the dog is way too much shampoo to be using on a dog, and half of the stuff is already
But wait, you
concentrated.
mean like going? Like raw, straight from the gallon to the dog, like not even
Squirt on
diluting
my
it.
hand, 5 squirts on my
Oh,
hand on the
hell
dog.
no.
That's
Mm-mm.
it. That was before I was like, yeah, no, let's froth this out. But yeah,
Wait,
now it's like maybe 1 or 2 squirts. Add some water, froth it, and
hold
now you
on,
got all of
man.
it. Yeah, that's it. You
Yeah,
know?
I mix my shampoo according to whatever the dilution is. And I do the what is it, like a 32-ounce bottles, the mixing bottles.
Yeah.
So it's usually like 1 to 16, 1 to 32. Um, and if I'm doing all small dogs, well, obviously I'm not using the same kind of shampoo on every single dog, but it'll take me like I'll roughly go through a half a bottle to a whole bottle of shampoo, diluted for the day. Um, which is only about an ounce. No, I would say 2 ounces because it's usually most of the
About
shampoos
five,
are one to
about
six.
$5, $6.
Yeah. So yeah, about 2, maybe 3 ounces of shampoo per day, which ain't a
Yeah.
lot. My
And you
shampoo
think
and my
about it,
conditioner lasts a long
you think,
time because I only
let's
do a
see,
few times.
how many, let me see. Do. How many ounces are in a gallon? There's 128 fluid ounces in a gallon. All right, so you're using about 2 ounces.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
I mean, you started doing math, so I'm trying to figure out where you're
All right,
going.
so all right, you use about 2 ounces, right? So that's
Mhm.
2 ounces in that 128. That leaves you at 126 or whatever. All right, so even with that, let's say that gallon cost you, let's say $60. Each squirt is about 47 cents. So that was about $2 worth of shampoo that you use in those 2 ounces. So that means, should we add on 47 cents per dog? Or
Not
I
if
mean,
not if you did your math correctly, no.
but you know what is crazy too? When you go to a mechanic, the mechanic is going to charge you for the
For the part
parts,
and the
and
labor.
they're also going to charge you for labor. And labor is going to be in addition to the parts. So why don't we charge for labor? Because I feel like we're just charging for the parts. We should charge our
You
labor
charging
should.
for the parts. Mm. You charging.
But that's where we're getting in this day and age of charging our worth and everything, because people are like, okay, I still have all of these expenses that I need to take care of, so I do need to make sure that I'm charging appropriately for my labor. My labor does cost, and honestly, I'm a $50 an hour type of guy. So it's like I feel like it should be more than that because I've worked my tail off to get to $50 an hour. But am I charging $50 an hour? No, you know.
But whose fault is that? Let's unpack that.
Let's put that back in the suitcase.
No, 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 no,
So
no, 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 no. Because you said it. You said it, and we got about 8 more minutes to talk about it.
we do about seven. Yeah, there we go, 7:15. Uh no,
You're the entrepreneur. You set the price. You set your demographic. You picked a location in which you thought you would be successful at the rate that you wanted to groom.
mhm.
Why is it that you don't feel like you can charge what you feel like you're worth in the city of Atlanta? We're not talking about Atlanta zip codes. We're talking about the downtown city of Atlanta. Why do you feel like you
So
can't charge what you feel like you're worth?
I feel like I just like when I first started grooming. when I first started grooming, I severely undercharged. I mean, that's like typical story for all of us. You know,
But
we
here we are
severely
3 years later, so what's the excuse?
um you know, it not even an excuse, is just the observation that we've built up the clientele that's used to that price. So now going up on our prices, because I mean, expenses are more expensive now. Now going up on those prices, we have to prepare to lose some people, prepare to gain others, um, and do like that. But you don't want to lose people in your process of increasing the value that you bring. So the daily struggle is, how do I charge appropriately to not lose what I've built thus far, and not be in a space that I have to now like attract better clientele, that's or more wealthier clientele, essentially, that's going to pay those new prices and not give us any crap about it, because I've already been through the starting over house calls, starting over mobily, starting over in the shop, you know, and building up the clientele from there. So it was like, I have to have a price that attracts people, and then help retain people and incentivize them to retain them, you know. So now it's like getting into the real swing of things. It's like, all right, clearly I can't be this price anymore. So it's that internal struggle of saying, hey, now I have to charge more because my expenses are more, and running a business is more. Being an entrepreneur is not at the level that I was 2 years ago. So now we have to start scaling it more and charging more and doing those things. But there's always that fear of losing everything that I've built. And not everything, but there are those people who really don't care about the price. Like I told you the other day about the lady that paid $200. But there are those people that don't care. And honestly, it's like, how do we attract more of those people and still try to keep the people who value our services? Because the people that don't value it and just view it as, you work for me, basically, they're gonna go, you know. But you know, keeping the people who actually care and value your services, you want to make sure that they're taken care of too.
Me personally, um, my advice would have been to set the standard at the beginning. But since that's obviously not the case here,
Mhm.
all you can do
I
is
agree.
recognize, all you can do now is recognize what you need to be charging to survive,
Mhm.
and then tack on, I don't know, 15, 20% for yourself
Yeah.
and charge that, because I can't stay in the community at the rate that I'm charging. It's really just that simple. I came out with these prices and I thought they would work, but the economy says they don't work. They just don't. Like, it's not personal. It's not me trying to pocket more money. I'm not making enough to continue to stay in this community. And if I want to stay in this community, I have to go up on my prices.
Yeah.
And the people who live in that community will understand that, because they're also seeing the increases, whether it's their rent, grocery stores, gas prices, everything is going up. It's not just you. And that's what you need to understand. And the people who love you will stay. The people who love your standard of care and quality of care, they will stay. And then you'll gain the clientele who can afford Happy Hearts Pet Care Service.
Yeah.
Not everybody want to go to PetSmart and Petco. Yeah, I told this lady my prices the other day, and she was like, "Oh, you gonna make me go to Petco?"
Okay.
It sound like it. It sound like it. I'm
You
not
know
gonna
what? And
argue.
I think a lot of newer groomers, like now we've gotten to the point where we can just say, okay, and it is what it is. Like, all right, go somewhere else. You know, but That's not the case for new groomers. New groomers will be like, well, I'll match it, or I'll go down like a $5 or $10, or I
And I
can
get it.
negotiate.
Like you trying
Why
to
do we
build your
have to
clientele.
negotiate our prices?
You you
Why does anybody have to negotiate?
you're trying to build up your clientele so you can take what you can get. I get that part. I totally get that part. We all did it. But the fact of the matter is when you start treating grooming like it is your primary source of income and not a side hustle, then things have to change. They just do. When you wake up and
Yeah.
be like, I don't want to work two jobs no more. I don't want to work at the vet clinic and be grooming dogs. So you know what? I'm making more money grooming dogs. I'm gonna put all of my eggs in this basket. I don't want to bartend and groom dogs no more. So I'm gonna put all my eggs in this basket, and my prices are gonna reflect that all of my eggs is in this basket. People ask me all the time, "Is this all you do?" 5 days a week, eight
That's
hours
why
a
my
day.
prices are yeah, that's why my prices are the way that they are.
And clients count my pockets all the time. You charge this? How many dollars you do per day? Around 5 or 6. Oh, that's a lot of money. Okay.
I have expenses. I still have a business to
But
run. I have a family to
I also
feed. Like,
I don't feel the need to justify that. You do your math
no,
however you want to do your math. You can count my pockets all you want,
yeah.
but I don't always work 5 days a week. I don't always groom 5, 6 dogs a day. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot that I could say in response to, oh,
There's a
that's a
lot of
lot of money.
variables.
Huh?
There's different variables. There's a lot of
Yeah, I
different
mean,
variables.
there are a lot of responses, and my go-to is, yeah, I do all right for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, people, my trailer is paid off, but I put a lot of money into my trailer still. Like something need to be replaced every month. Like
I was gonna say it's still an
six,
expense.
I
It's
just
still an
bought six
expense.
tires since
Yeah.
summertime. Like
And
it's not what people think it is. And they're like, oh, you don't have a shop, so your overhead is low. Okay. I'm not gonna have this conversation with you because you're assuming you're not even asking. So I just be
mhm.
like, okay, yeah, yeah. My overhead is real low, but I got brakes on my car that you can't afford. They need to be replaced annually.
I changed this axle, new
Right.
tires,
I
gas.
I did change the axle this year on the trailer. My truck sounded like it was falling apart at the beginning of the year, so I had to get that work done. Like I said, I bought 6 new tires. I get an oil change every 3 months. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does
Shit,
that?
I need a damn oil change.
You know
Speaking
what I'm
of,
saying?
I put that on my to-do list.
So it's you like you think because I'm not paying a second electric bill, a second water bill, like that my expenses are low, but they're not.
They're not.
But they're not. I'm just not buying as much shampoo as a salon owner. I'm not, you know, but my blades still need to be sharpened every few months like everybody else. My clipper parts need to be replaced every few months like everybody else. You know, I gotta pay for gas. Bro, do you know every time gas prices go up, I get stressed. Stressed. You remember that fall when gas was almost $5 a gallon?
Yeah. And I was paying
Oh,
diesel. Okay. I was
I don't
paying
even have
diesel
a
and
diesel.
gas.
I don't even have a diesel truck. But do you know, anytime I go to the gas station and it say more than $100, I'm sick. Because
And then it's like,
anything over $100 was not budgeted for.
no,
So I'm
not at
spending
all.
more, my profits gone.
Yeah. And that's why the prices are the way that they are. And
Yeah.
that's why we have to, like, I know you and I have had that conversation for a while now. And I'm glad I finally did it. So I went up on my 10% on my services. which I have seen a difference in over the last week or so. But it was like to some
And
people,
it's an
10% is
immediate
a lot.
difference. Like 10% don't sound like a lot. But baby, when it hit that account, you
Yeah,
can see
it adds
it.
up. It adds up. That's basically
Because
another,
10% on $100
let's
is
say,
totally different than 10% on 200.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that's an extra 80 to $150 a day. That's an extra dog right there, depending on how many you have. That's an extra pup, which definitely helps out with because there are plenty of things. I need to do another shampoo haul. I need to do another conditioner haul. I need to buy more stuff that goes on the shelves. I need to make
Good.
sure.
You waiting on the tent sale to roll around in March.
Yeah.
You got to stop.
Y'all gonna see me walk into that tin cell and get gallons, okay? Yeah, they gonna be like, oh my
I
gosh,
will
Happy Hearts
say,
Pet Care. Yeah, we
I
here.
will
I'm
say
buying.
I'm not buying anything else until the tent sale, but
Yeah.
I had to make some before holiday purchases. I had to make sure I was good for the holiday season.
No, me too. I think we'll have enough to last us to the new year for sure. I probably would have to really get a good amount in January,
Mhm.
something that'll last us till March. But like we're not like hurting right now. Like what we have right now will serve us the way
You
that it
ain't scraping
needs
the
to.
bottle with the spoon or pouring the water in the
Not
gallon
yet.
and
Just
shaking it around.
swishing it around. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Maybe by January, but we're not there yet. We got enough. But and a bunch of the little small sample ones, we
Oh
still be
yeah, I
putting
use
things
those.
together.
I absolutely use those. Those go first, actually. Let me get these out of here.
Let me get these sample bottles. We got a bunch of little sample bottles, but it definitely helps out a lot. But honestly, that's one thing like people have to understand, like it's not cheap being a quality groomer or being a quality pet care provider as an entrepreneur. And when the price is the price, like you just have to, the price is the price, and you have to be okay with that. And honestly, it's not one of those things where you got to be like, well, I can get, and I hate that people feel like they have to say that I can get it cheaper somewhere else or I need to go somewhere else. Then go, like, but you don't have to express that because
But they
now,
say that because in the past, that has broken people. They
yeah,
be like, okay, well, I'll price match because they
they like the
are
price.
emotionally manipulated by price.
Yeah. But you know what? At this point, it's like, look, baby, we are a luxury boutique grooming salon here in the city of Atlanta. We are right around the corner from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We offer high quality grooming services and high quality products. We don't cut the corners anywhere else, and everything that you need is packaged in your price. So I'm not about to give you one thing after one thing after one thing. No, it's all in the price, and everything from nose to tail is taken care of. So price is the price.
I tell
You gotta
them,
be okay with that.
do you tell the Four Seasons that you could go get a hotel stay somewhere else for cheaper? No, you just go get your hotel stay for cheaper.
Because you know what the Four
Just
Seasons gonna
go.
say? Bye.
Right. Okay.
Okay, Miss Smith. See you
You have a
later.
wonderful day.
Yeah.
Best
Yeah.
wishes. But I guarantee you the stay ain't gonna be the same.
It's not.
Because
They're
I
not
didn't
even gonna
stay
know
at
your
the
name.
Four Seasons.
And then
I
the ice
like it.
machine
I
not even
like
gonna
it a
work on your
lot.
floor. Okay. You're not even the ice machine not gonna work on your floor. The Wi-Fi not gonna be the same. You're gonna have about 10 channels. Okay. And you better be lucky if they clean the sheets correctly. Okay, with your beige sheets. Okay. So they're not even gonna be white. They're gonna
Ain't
be
no
beige.
beige. She said happy hearts.
No, no, these are white Egyptian cotton, okay? 5,000, 10,000 thread count. I don't even know if it go that high, but it's high quality stuff around here, okay? Uh better let them know. All right. Well, all right, that's our time, y'all. Any last words of encouragement or
Don't get
something.
discouraged, though. Get your shears sharpened, get your blades sharpened, or look into learning how to do it yourself. That requires a certification, by the way. That's not something you could just pick up and do because I did the research, okay? Because I was about to put my daddy to work, but he had to go to classes and he wasn't gonna do that. But
Honestly, I
yeah.
think that wouldn't even be a bad idea for us to figure out how we can do that. And then we circulate, that's better circulating our dollars to us, in this industry.
I'll bring it back up to
Yeah,
him.
we'll talk about it. We always looking for multiple streams of income. And honestly,
Period.
if we can pay somebody in our circle to learn how to sharpen
Carpenter.
shears,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
I'm not doing it, but I'll pay somebody else's certification so that they can do it. And yeah, and I'll get you some testers because you're not gonna do mine like
Atlanta will
that.
pay for it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because Atlanta is here to spread the resources and the wealth and teach people how to create multiple streams of income in their lives and in their businesses. So, ah, amen. Um,
All right,
well,
y'all.
all
That's
right,
a wrap for
it's,
today.
my lasting bit of advice, honestly, is taking a book out of T3's Bible is to know your numbers and make sure you charge appropriately. Like it's going to be difficult. Like you're going to have a lot of difficult conversations with yourself and with people. But honestly, it has to happen. Again, Lamborghini doesn't bat an eye about how much they charge for a car. Rolls Royce doesn't bat an eye about how much they charge for a car.
They also
Gucci,
don't
Louis
do
Vuitton,
ads.
they damn sure don't, or offer discounts or coupons or anything like that. And guess what? People still buy it because they see the value in it. So make sure that you are increasing the value of your service, you are increasing the value of your business, and you are increasing the value of yourself so that you can charge appropriately. That's my
That's
two
what I say.
cents.
Amen.
Shake the table. Ah.
I said all that
All
to
right,
say
y'all.
this shit be costing too much.
Too much, okay, for y'all to be negotiating our prices. And that's on that. Out.